I just wanted to leave a message before I go to bed for the Manchester Derby at 5:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Morocco gonna take it. My international football um, predictions have been spot on for the good chunk of this 2020s. I mean, Argentina won the World Cup. They won Copa America. England was my Euro, but they finished runner up, and this was before any news of the baptism of Lamine Yamal came to my attention. I had lots of pride. I wanted to stick with England, and oh, there was no way they could lose for two consecutive finals, but they did. And Lamine Yamal, this is good news for him for the 2030 World Cup. Morocco for the African Cup of Nations, one win away from the title. They made it to the semifinal of the World Cup. A tremendous golden generation of Morocco. Senegal, a tremendous attacking side in this competition. They won in 2021. They won this competition a couple of AFCONs ago, but at home, Senegal have accused Morocco of not being accommodating for having a training ground uh, as far as finding a place to stay. I think Morocco predominantly the booing, the hissing, the predominantly Moroccan crowd. Morocco are going to win this competition for their first AFCON in 50 years in America's Gematria 50. AFCON winner versus Brazil. This is their script. The defending African champion against the six-time World Cup champion. But there are some key suspensions on the Senegal side. And let me go to FOTMOB and tell you the key suspensions. Now, Morocco, Nigeria were scoring goals left and right, and lots of people thought Nigeria would beat Morocco. Now, they had a key suspension in their midfield that kind of favored Morocco a little bit. They took control of the game in the midfield, and they neutralized Nigeria's attack. The whole narrative was that Nigeria um, could produce the goals, and Morocco uh, were kind of inconsistent throughout the tournament. Um, and that's kind of where we saw, the Nigeria predictions for Nigeria to win. But this was not the key suspension. I thought there was a key suspension in that Nigeria midfield. Let's go ahead to Senegal and see which suspension is going to impact the game. Doesn't list the suspensions for the year. Brahim Diaz, goal scorer of the tournament. I don't think Hakimi has scored yet in this tournament. Hakimi had the injury. Was he fit enough to play for Morocco? And he had a pretty good free kick. It was an overhead shot, kind of just a little high over the net. Hakimi found the back of the net in the Champions League final. And so the question is can Hakimi score in the African Cup of Nations final? And I don't know why it's written for Hakimi to score, but he may score. Hakimi. The injury, let's keep calm. Let's not boo and hiss our fans. And here's Akraf Hakimi keeping calm, and they're in the final, and there were questions about his fitness, and now they're one win away. So I don't know why. I think Hakimi's going to find the back of the net. I think it's been written. The leader, the captain, PSG, Champions League, World Cup semifinal. I think Hakimi's going to find a way to score some way, somehow, just like he did score the first goal in the Champions League final in the 12th minute. He used to play for Inter. He scored the first goal in the Champions League final. Brahim Diaz, Hakimi, we'll see what happens there. But for Manchester City, I mean, Man United get a couple of players back from the AFCON. Mbembo and who else is going to be? Who else is back? I forgot. It was Mbembo for Cameroon, and who else is back for Manchester United? But I think Man United have gotten fresher, I think. They add some firepower back. But the thing that's going to impact the game the most is going to be the injuries to that defense. There's no Diaz. There's no Diaz is expected to be back in late February. Guardiol is expected to be back in early May. So he is out for almost the rest of the season. It may be too late. John Stones, he is not ready to come back. So there's lots of questions with this Man City back line. I think whatever they do, and Bob is out. So there's lots of injuries on this Manchester City. Man United back line, they're without Delic and Mazraoui. He is playing for Morocco in African Cup of Nations finals. So Man United's back line, Man City's back line, Olaney and Korsov, this young 20-year-old, how does he handle the Manchester Derby? This is a perfect opportunity for Manchester United to get back into that top four, really that top five. We expect, I think, the Premier League to get 5 Champions League spots. It appears the top 4 spots are safe with Arsenal, Man City, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. But the 5th Champions League spot, this is a must win, I believe, for Manchester United at this stage of the season. Must win for Manchester City to stay alive in the title race, but they've been dropping points left and right. They have not looked very good whatsoever. And this game is going to be a tightly contested affair. It's not about the goals scored, but it's about the amount of losses. Like, City have lost 4 Premier League matches. Man United have only lost 5 Premier League matches. United have lost 1 more Premier League match than Man City. That's how tight this match is going to be. It's at home. It's at Old Trafford. You get the AFCON guys back. Man City's back line is hurt. Man United can take this game. Man United can absolutely take this game tomorrow. Imagine if Man United win and they have 35 points, and that puts the pressure on Chelsea. This really does. I think the Premier League is going to get 5 Champions League spots. Brentford at 33 points, You're talking about must win for Man United, must win for Chelsea. The sense of urgency, the new year, the fifth spot in the Champions League. Manchester United, Chelsea, Newcastle, they play Wolves. Now, they may be the worst Premier League team. I forgot who's worse, but Wolves are garbage. But they've been getting results in the previous weeks, and they've scored every goal in the Arsenal game. So may not be automatic for Newcastle, but when you approach it from the Saudis and Newcastle, I mean, Man United and Chelsea, the pressure is truly on. They could miss out on Champions League football. I think Manchester United, they have to win if they want to qualify for the Champions League. Chelsea, it's new manager, it's transition. It's a very tough match against Brentford. Brentford have been really, really good. Uh, Chelsea have got momentum from the EFL